Is it week 12 in the NFL already?
It won't be as good as week 11.
Predicting every one of those games right now on Sports Around the Bar. All right, Drew, new show rule for week 12. No more letting me bet on the Minnesota Vikings until J.J. McCarthy isn't their quarterback anymore, dude.
You owe me a beer.
I do.
That's all I know.
I definitely do, and we always pay our debts over here.
So much better when they're free.
Let me just ask you this. You were sweating, right? You had to be sweating a little bit outside until that Chicago kick return came back.
I always knew.
You didn't. No way.
That Claros was going to make that field goal. I always knew it. Former Chief kicker. I always knew he was going to.
Cairo Santos, yeah.
Cairo.
Yeah.
I said Cairo.
You said Claros, I think, but that's all right.
Whatever.
Threw that first name in with his last name. It's okay. We all knew who you meant.
It's the same thing.
What?
I don't know who that kicker is. I'm just kidding.
Week 12, not as good. You kind of alluded to it ahead of time. Not as many of these marquee matchups. Seems like last week was all the great matchups. This week, they're like, that was all we had. We're out. Because you get a lot of teams with good records playing teams with not so good records.
There's a few good games that I got because that's how we do. That's how we do.
Apparently,
this right here.
yeah, that's the way it seems to shake out every week. Somebody needs to talk to our producer. But one of those good games.
One of those.
News to me. One of those good games. Question mark. We're gonna let you take it away when Thursday Night Football starts. This might be one of the games of the week. I don't know. We'll see. When you get the Buffalo Bills going on the road to face the Houston Texans, Drew, your time starts right now.
Oh, man. Stroud did not participate in Monday's walkthrough. That's going to be kind of scary because Davis Mills is just not playing good enough. Yeah, he got a win, but come on. Who'd he win against? It's not a good team over there in Nashville. We need to see a better outing if it's going to be Mills against a team like the Buffalo Bills, because this team is coming off a huge win where Josh Allen, I did say he had to do it through the air, and he did, and he also did on the ground. He had a total of 6 touchdowns, 3 through the air, 3 on the ground by himself. He played like an MVP. It was impressive to see him play like that. Oh, man. Buffalo has a top 5 offense. Can Houston's defense, who is very good, stop someone like this? They've done it before, not necessarily against Buffalo, but I'd like to see it. I'm going to take Buffalo to win this game, even on the road. I think Houston's going to struggle regardless if it's Mills out there or Stroud.
Very nice. Very nice. Under the 1 minute mark on top of it. I agree. I was thinking about challenging just because of the strength of this game. I mean, Houston needs it. Buffalo kind of needs it too.
It's our first, really good Thursday night game in a while.
I know. And I think when they did the schedule, they were probably expecting Houston to be in a little bit better spot than they've been. So, but not disappointed to see this one.
Well, you get the next matchup going into our noon slots. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, man. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers going on the road to face the Chicago Bears. Your time starts now.
Aaron Rodgers is dealing with a broken wrist. I guess that's a struggle when you have a 41-year-old quarterback as well. I mean, the health of Rodgers has always been kind of in question here of late, in the sense of the Steelers haven't done a great job protecting quarterbacks in the past couple of years. So with him having a broken wrist, the question is, will he play or won't he? The teams have kind of alluded that he might be 50-50 as to whether he starts in this one, and they definitely need him with the Baltimore Ravens just one game behind on the Steelers' heels. I don't think it matters. I think even with Rodgers, Chicago is going to find a way to win this one the way that they've kind of found ways to win games, even with their defense being in the tank. They are still first in takeaways, in turnover differential, I should say, with a plus 16, which is just insane. But the Steelers aren't bad at it either. So I think this game's going to come down to who plays better football, protects the ball better, and at the very least right now, I would say that Chicago is probably the favorite to do that too. So short of Rodgers coming out and balling out of his mind, I don't think Mason Rudolph's got it to win here. Chicago's going to win and cover that 3.5-point line.
Nice, man. Nice. This is kind of like my game 3 of the week. I like this matchup.
Yeah.
But with Mason Rudolph, even though he played well, it's does it really have that flair to be a game of the week?
If I had more than 60 seconds, I'd love to get more into what kind of chance do they stand with Mason Rudolph. But
you got a challenge flag over there.
Yeah, I do. 2 of them, actually.
You're more than welcome to use it.
I won't. Let's talk about our next game, though, as we move on and stick to the rules here. I mean, we got to talk to about going over last week, so I guess we'll stick to the 60 seconds.
Don't listen to our boss. He doesn't know anything.
Oh, you get another great matchup, or, well, I mean, I'll let you take it away.
You're
Actually,
the one that told us not to.
I did.
You gotta stop saying that.
I'm leading too much into it too. I'm trying to cheat as much as I can here. You get the Patriots going on the road to face the Cincinnati Bengals. Drew, your time starts right now.
New England's 9-2. They have tied with the best record in the NFL. They are at an 8-game winning streak. I mean, this team seems to be firing on all cylinders. They have a top 10 defense in yards and a top 5 in points. That's impressive, especially with the way Drake May is playing. He's playing at an elite level, looking like he's been there for years. I mean, this guy's just not making a lot of mistakes, and he's looking like he's making the right decision at all times. He's literally playing like he's been there for 8 years. It's really impressive. Jamar Chase is suspended for 1 game for spitting in the face of Jalen Ramsey, if I can think of the guy's name. He's a Pro Bowler, or a Hall of Famer. I should probably talk about him and remember him. I think I'm going to challenge this game. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw it down. The reason I'm going to challenge this game is the Bengals are falling apart, and I'm really struggling to see how, if this was Joe Burrow out there, that this team would be so much different than what you're already getting. Because Joe Flacco is playing well, and I'm not saying that Joe Flacco is playing like Joe Burrow, but they're still scoring a lot of points. And I don't think, just because Burrow's out there, that this changes how this team's going. My time's over. I wanted to,
That's okay.
I really wanted to talk about this more.
I want you to finish your point, too.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know.
Usually that minute mark comes in and we're like, Andrew, my turn.
And, all you Bengal fans might sit there and tell me I'm crazy. Joe Burrow is, a top 5 best quarterback in the NFL. He's, should have been MVP last year and all this stuff. And I agree with you completely. But they're not playing well. Defensively, I think it's time to start looking for Taylor and be like, hey, maybe it's not your job next year.
I kind of agree. I mean, when you talk about Burrow, yeah, even though you're probably going to get a bump from him versus Flacco, it's not like Flacco's come in and just been hapless on offense. This is a problem that they're going to have to try to diagnose. The offensive line isn't playing that well. They can't run the football pretty much at all, to the point where when you were watching the broadcast, they're like, oh, look at that. They're running today on the Steelers. Didn't really help them, though. They had like 9 points for a big chunk of that game. I bringing Burrow back doesn't solve anything. They're going to have to draft exceedingly well on the defensive side of the ball because they threw all their money at 3 players, right? They threw all their money at Jamar Chase, at T. Higgins, and Joe Burrow, and the big question is going to be, is that going to be enough to kind of sustain your future going forward? Probably not. Like, you're going to have like a generational draft coming up on defense.
It doesn't stop there. You also got to focus on the offensive line, who is seeping like a sieve every time they pass.
And they paid them.
They drop back to pass. And then I think it even goes even further than that. I think you got to look at other playmakers besides your 2 big receivers, which are great. Every team would want something like that. But you need a better tight end. We can talk about like Dallas, where they got CeeDee Lamb and Pickens, but they got Ferguson, who is a step way above what Noah Fant. I mean, you got to do better at tight end. I like Chase Brown. I don't think there's anything wrong with him. I just don't know if he should be your lead back in the NFL. I think he's a good 1-2 punch, but as a solo, I think you need better than that.
You need better, yeah. Even though he had one good game, or one good season, I should say, last season, I think they kind of gambled on him this year, and they really haven't got the returns they wanted. The same thing kind of goes to the offensive line, where maybe it's a coaching thing, because bringing in guys like that have been successful, like Orlando Brown, they brought in a couple other guys on the interior that have been other places. This is a line built through free agency, not through the draft. And then you see, what was his name? Jonah Williams. Went out. He's gone now. They drafted him. He's now in Arizona. They have had a series of failures in the offensive line, despite spending high picks on these guys, despite spending a lot of money on these guys. It suggests that you probably need better coaching, and that kind of leads into needing a new head coach, because what outside of the passing games look good?
Yeah, Zach Taylor should be worrying. He should be worried, because
even going back to Mixon. Mixon used to run every time they would run the ball on first down with Mixon, and then it'd be 2nd and 8. You know, and Mixon's a good player. Obviously, he hasn't played much this year, but it was a situation where they were just too predictable. Yeah. That's a coaching problem.
It is a coaching problem.
The question you have to ask yourself is Zach Taylor the guy? And I think my vote is no. I think it has been for a little while. I've been the Zach Taylor haters club.
I've always defended him, and I'm starting to not defend him. And this year's kind of showing where it's like, hey, man, you can blame Joe Burrow getting hurt all you want, but you should have this team ready to go, and you're not there.
And they have had, just to round this out, because we're running out of time for our challenge, they have had a lot of departures on defense. It's just when you're spending all your money in one place, you can't just go buy new defenders. Now you've paid Burrow. Now you've paid Chase. Now you've paid Higgins. These guys that were on cheap contracts no longer are. Now you got to do it through the draft.
Yep. All right, man. Well, let's go on to the next matchup that you get. You get the New York Giants.
Right on theme.
New York Giants going on the road to face the Detroit Lions. Your time starts now.
Now, I know what you might be saying. Jake, you said these are good record teams versus bad record teams. The Lions are only 6-4. But when you look at their metrics, they have massively underperformed what their record is. I mean, they're 5th in points and yards on offense. They're 5th in yards on defense and 10th in points. I mean, they're even good at taking the ball away with a +5 turnover differential. The Lions are statistically one of the best teams in football, pretty much across the board, but they're sitting at 6-4 because they haven't been able to pull through in the clutch this season. Now, that might be their problem. That might be their big issue. But with Chicago kind of running away with this division, this is the type of game you cannot afford to lose. For the Giants, Jackson Dart sounds like he's coming back, which is huge for them because as long as he's in there, I'm not 100% sold on them losing any of these games. Like, he has the it factor. You can't say anything else, but the man knows how to make things happen even when they shouldn't. I will say, when it comes to the Giants, they're going to lose this game, but they're not going to lose by 10.5 like this line is. This is ridiculous.
Nice, man.
I had more to say. You say nice. I had more to say, and I was like, oh, time's up. So
I will say this. You're 100% right about Jackson Dart. I mean, he does have an it factor. It's exciting to watch him play.
He loses his weapons, and it's just the show goes on.
I think it was last week we talked about. Could you imagine if he had those players?
Yep, and it's like he's concussed. He's missing weapons. Doesn't matter. The show goes on. If he's on the field, they got a shot. I mean, we say that like Jameis didn't almost win this week against the Packers, but this Giants team, we're cheating again. This Giants team just has.
We don't cheat.
They have just this drive that you don't usually see in a team that's 2-9, where like they're going out and they're playing hard in every one of these games.
I just heard from our owner. We're good.
Said, "Shut up, Jake."
No, he said we're good. We're good.
Do you want us to talk about him, or should we actually stick to the rules?
No, we'll move on.
Okay. Well, speaking of important NFC North matchups, Drew, and a team I'm never allowed betting on ever again.
Are you sure you don't want to beer bet this one?
See, I kind of do. I'm a bit of a, give me the Vikings, man.
I don't think I said it. I'm taking New England to win against Cincinnati. I don't think I ever said that.
I think the analysis was clear.
Oh, okay.
The analysis is clear. Okay. You didn't say one. In fact, I'm going to flag you right now. We said we're going to do it. Here's your yellow flag. Say something nice about Cincinnati, man. You got the big three.
I really like the receiving core. I like the fact that you paid Hendrickson, even though he's hurt right now and he's out. Henderson's a good defensive end. You should have paid him.
Can I help you a little bit? Even in the depth, I kind of like Yoshivas.
Sure.
I don't think he's a
you
star.
Threw me on the spot.
I did. We like backed up there. Throw it reverse, Terry.
Yeah, my brain went off somewhere else.
Let's get back into it. You get an NFC North matchup.
Yes.
You get a team I'm not allowed to bet on here. When you get the Minnesota Vikings going on the road to face the Green Bay Packers, Drew, your time starts right now.
Oh, man, the Packers can't take any more losses to their playmakers. Josh Jacobs' knee is questionable for this game. The question is he going to be ready? And if he is ready, is he even 100%? Maybe they should sit him for this game because they need to focus on being healthy for a possible deep run to playoffs. That's why you went out and got Parsons. That's the reason why you went out and traded for this guy. You want your team to be healthy. If Jacobs isn't ready, sit him because I don't think you're going to have that much of a problem against the Minnesota Vikings. I don't want to sound like a broken record here, but I kind of am. Kevin O'Donnell's not going nowhere. Justin Jefferson's not going nowhere. You got two good running backs, one that's a little bit aging, but Jordan Mason's young, seems good. The problem is J.J. McCarthy. You got to be better than that. It's struggling. I will say this about the Packers, though. I don't know if they win last week without the Malik Willis drive with that touchdown because they weren't looking good until that touchdown. I think that changed it. I'm taking the Packers to win.
Whoo! That one was close. Had to speed up there at the end.
I did.
Yeah, that's okay. You got it out. That's the important part. Oh, this game feels challenge worthy. So you know what? I'm gonna do it, and the reason I'm gonna do it, is for the NFC North total. So I'm not just challenging this game. I'm challenging the entire NFC North because the Vikings being the worst team and as good of a team as they are kind of says this is the best division in football, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had to think about it. Hold on. I want you to know my brain was like, team yes, team yes, team yes, team yes.
Yes. I mean, obviously, Vikings have quarterback problems. We've kind of beat that to death. Everybody's kind of beat that to death, but it is the main storyline going through Minnesota is J.J. McCarthy has not been good enough. Carson Wentz also not good enough. This isn't like the 49ers where it's like, well, Brock Purdy and Mac Jones are playing really well or are comparable and can get the job done. This is neither of these guys are getting the job done, right? So all that said, you look at their defense, you look at their receivers, their offensive line, the running game, like you mentioned, all of that is good. And this is the worst team in the division.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes we've said this already this year, and I'm going to say it again. It makes no sense why they decided to move on from Kirk Cousins. I think it's okay to pay Kirk Cousins and still draft J.J. McCarthy. Do the Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers experiment.
Didn't we bash Atlanta for doing that?
There's a difference between...
You think? I don't know.
Yes.
I guess McCarthy was a little bit later.
Hold on. They just signed Kirk Cousins and then went out and drafted Penix. That's the difference.
You're saying it's okay to have him and then draft him.
And then, because I'm sorry, Wolverine fans, but I didn't think that you won a national championship because J.J. McCarthy was an elite quarterback.
It was
in
the
college.
defense.
It was
the defense.
And when the Vikings took him, I was like, oh, this is a guy that you could develop and get there.
Yeah.
You saw him in one preseason game and decided to get rid of your starting quarterback for the last couple of years.
In his defense was good.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you've seen him this year and it's been less good. At any point, is it worth going back to Carson Wentz and saying, you're not good enough?
Well, Carson Wentz is the IR, so he's not going.
Never mind that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's not. He's done.
So it's McCarthy's show then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really is.
in that case, you are kind of stuck with that decision. But if Wentz was healthy, would you think it'd be worth sitting McCarthy?
No, because then you kill him. You kill J.J. McCarthy by doing that. What you should have done is kept Cousins and allow him to develop behind him.
See, I actually think it's okay to set the precedent of you haven't been good enough. Now go sit on the bench, and this better be the thing that lights the fire under your rear end that gets you playing well enough. Now
it's different because you start now. You can't do it because.
Is it just because it's Wentz? What if this was Daniel Jones? What if this was Jacoby Brissett? Is there a guy that's good enough that this would be okay, or is it just because you don't have, like a lot of us, we don't have enough respect for Carson Wentz and his game to say that, well, you're getting benched for a bad quarterback.
Yeah.
Is it different saying you're getting benched for a good backup than it's being benched for like a guy with no hope?
Just to defend Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
That really wasn't the case for a long time until pretty much after the Colts, right?
With Doug Peterson and the Eagles, he looked good.
That's
right?
exactly
right. Up until the very end. So
did
Nick Foles, though.
When you look at Carson Wentz, you're like, that's an okay backup to have in the NFL. It's better than Andy Dalton, right?
Yeah.
But you see some of these other backups coming in like Malik Willis or Mason Rudolph, and they're playing well.
Jacoby Brissett threw for 452 yards as a backup quarterback last week. There's levels to this, okay?
So did Bryce Young.
No, not 452 yards. He
did 442. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that high.
And he's a backup quarterback for the Carolina Panthers.
That's not true. That's not yet. I'm not gonna stand for any of this Panthers slander. We're not even talking about that game.
Oh my God, no!
Bryce Young's taking strays over here.
Come on, that was funny.
That was funny.
Oh man, they're gonna two of themselves.
I think so too. I'm sure he'll think it's hilarious too. Yeah. Going back to the Packers game, what do the Packers got to do to get out of this slump?
Stay healthy. I know that sounds ridiculous, but
I mean, I think the thing you have to keep in mind is they've been doing everything this year without their number one option in Jaden Reed.
Yeah,
where it's like they're missing their number one receiver. And I know they kind of do it by committee there, but he's still hands down their best pass catcher, isn't he?
Yeah, and they lost Kraft. Kraft actually might be their best pass catcher.
I think he stepped up. I still think Jaden Reed's the best player. I think we're kind of sleeping on Jaden Reed. It wasn't every game is the thing. They kind of have the 49ers thing going on where he'll have a game where he'll have like 25 fantasy points, he'll have like 2 touchdowns and 127 yards, and then next week throw the ball twice. But then you'll see him a week from now, that kind of thing.
And I don't know if Reed is out for the whole year.
He's still on IR, and the question will be, can he come back for the playoffs still?
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to that. Yeah, Kraft is done. Kraft is cooked for the rest of this season. But Reed, they're still kind of playing it coy. Haven't seen anything for weeks. I checked him a week or two ago.
I checked him today.
It's still up in the air.
He's eligible for the 21-day practice, and he's not there yet.
Yeah, and the question is, will he be back to the playoffs? But, yeah, I don't know. I think this matchup is extremely underrated because I think the Vikings can win this one. I'm not betting on them. Don't even ask. Don't even ask.
I'll take free beer.
Yeah.
I'm taking Green Bay to win this. If I didn't say that earlier, obviously, I know I'm kind of bashing the Minnesota Vikings, but McCarthy's got to play better.
What's the line here as we move on? Do you have it in front of you?
I don't have it in front of me.
See, I'm a lines guy. I love looking at that and then being like, what is going on? Like with this 10.5-point line with the Lions.
It looks like the line is 6.5 points, man.
Will you give me the points?
No.
Okay. Then, yeah, see, that's how much you like Green Bay. You want to give me the points? Yeah, I like them to cover, too. I like them to cover, too.
Yeah. I mean, Minnesota's a great team outside their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You ready for the next one, man?
Yeah, quarterback's pretty important, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is. You get a great game.
I'll be watching it.
For your viewing pleasure.
That's not true. It's viewing torture. But anyway.
The Seattle Seahawks go on the road to face Tennessee Titans. Yeah.
My Tennessee Titans, not the Tennessee Titans, but go ahead.
The Tennessee Titans of Jake. Your time starts now.
I kind of feel like I might be the last Titans fan after the way you made that sound. Yeah, 1-9, brutal. It's over already. Defense played well against Houston last week. The offense sure didn't. They tied it up late, but then couldn't stop Davis Mills from walking down the field and winning that game with a field goal. So, whatever, it's fine. I'll just keep suffering. It's okay. Go ahead, Amy. I mean, keep pumping out these terrible teams. No Ridley for the Titans for the rest of the season, and both of their rookie phenoms even, Drew, are injured and may or may not play in this game. So with that, like, the Titans are as skinny as it gets at wide receiver, bringing up practice squad receiver Mason Kinsey. They're doomed. I mean, let's be honest. Like, there's no other way to look at this. They are doomed. Seattle's going to keep the game rolling. Even though Darnold had a rough outing last week with his 4 interceptions that might have cost him the MVP trophy at the end of the year, I still think that this is the kind of game where you get back on track and say, well, maybe I should still be in the conversation. They're going to win. You don't need me to tell you that. That 13 line, give me the Seahawks. I went over, but I had to make that solid. That 13 points for the Seahawks versus the Titans, they're going to hit it. I don't like big lines, True, but they're going to hit it this week.
Especially that, 4 interceptions?
From Darnold? Okay, but that was against the Rams.
No, I know. I mean,
they're literally going from the best team in the league right now to the worst.
What I'm saying is he's going to have some vengeance. And then unfortunately, your team is going to have to reap that.
I think it's a good thing. I know we're not challenging it. I think it's a good thing. The Titans hang on to that first pick and trade it to somebody desperate for a quarterback. Go stack your draft picks and fix this roster.
Or you take a quarterback. Anyway.
That's a question for another show. That's okay. Let's stay in the AFC South, kind of, for half of this next matchup. When you get what might be, I'm not going to spoil it, a great matchup with the Indianapolis Colts going on the road to face your Kansas City Chiefs. Your time starts right now.
Yes, this is the game of the week for me. That's my last challenge flag. I know everyone's like, you're a homer. The Chiefs are 5-5.
The answer is yes.
Yes, we're 5-5. We're desperate for a win. It is a must win for Kansas City. Our backs are against the wall. We cannot go 5-6, and we are going to struggle with Indianapolis Colts, but we're going to face them in Kansas City. I do think that's a positive. The issue is the Colts are the best offense in the league, with averaging 32.1 points a game outside of whatever's going to happen on Monday night, because we are recording during that time. Maybe Dallas can break that with destroying the Raiders as we last looked at it. Kansas City's only put up 21 and 19 points in the last 2 outings. They got to do better than that, especially against this Colts defense, who has 10 players on IR or have been out 2 weeks ago because they were on bye week last week. I'm going to be a homer here. I'm going to take Kansas City to win this game because I think it's so important for them to win. But, man, the Colts are so good. Take Kansas City.
Okay. Let me open this, because anytime I talk Chiefs with you, man, it's always – I know we're about to get involved. But would you like to make this a beer bet? Can I have Indy versus Chiefs since you're taking the Chiefs to win?
Yeah, we can do that.
I like it.
You can win a beer back.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about this game. ESPN ESPN has them as a favorite to win Kansas City.
I hate that, by the way.
But it's a 3.5 point differential. So
at home.
At home.
Which means Vegas thinks that these teams are pretty evenly matched.
Pretty even.
On a neutral site. But do you like that? Do you think that this Kansas City's team is as good as the Colts coming off a bye on top of it? The only thing can we put our tinfoil hats on here? I mean, the only thing I'll say is
you said that last week.
I did, and I was right when I said take your prop bet on the over of flags thrown on the Denver Broncos because they had 10 penalties for 147 yards against them, and the Chiefs still couldn't win. Is the big point here?
Trust me, there's penalties across the board everywhere.
I agree, and I will say this: I think that is kind of the most worrying stat is we got 147 yards of free offense in Kansas City. I guess they were in Denver, but Kansas City got 147 yards, and they still couldn't come away with a win, especially when they were leading late and they let Denver come back on them. I don't think Kansas City in the past, with Spagnuolo's defenses, maybe the early part of the dynasty, that might have happened. Not in this like middle to late part of the dynasty where they kind of fixed the defense and everything. I think that's the biggest worry. And you're talking about facing the number one offense when you just lost to an offense that only plays in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. Hearing a lot of the fans out there for Kansas City, I'm seeing a lot of things. I see a lot of, not calling for Andy Reid's job, but calling for the play calling to be changed.
Fire him. I'll take him to Tennessee,
calling
baby.
For Matt Nagy.
Fire him.
Calling for Matt Nagy's job.
Yeah, I'm not exciting Nagy,
But, I mean, I see the inconsistency. That's what Mahomes talked about in his postseason interview, was talking about how he can drive down the field easily one drive, and then the next drive they're going nowhere. There's an issue there, not being consistent.
Sure.
There's just terrible playmaking across the board there. I think about Spags when it was like 3rd and 12, and Romo's talking about it. Oh, he's gonna show a blitz here, but then he's gonna back off, and he shouldn't.
Well, really, what he said is they always blitz here. But I would back off, and that's exactly what Spagnuolo did.
Exactly what they did, and then they should have blitzed.
Yeah,
and then I complained to you about this. It was an important down in the red zone. I don't remember exactly when it was, but
keep in mind for the viewers at home, the guy with 4 recent Super Bowls is complaining to me with the team who's 1-9 right now. But go ahead.
When you're on the top, you expect to stay on the top always.
True. Anyway, sorry.
We do a pass play that has the running back, which is actually the 4th string. I told you it was the 3rd string, but that's because Pacheco was out.
Right.
He's actually the 4th string in Elijah Mitchell, which I do like Elijah Mitchell. Mm-hmm. But you haven't thrown the ball to him at all. He hasn't even played. He does a wheel route out to the right-hand side. Mahomes throws a pass that is terribly low and gets the interception. That was actually his 2nd interception that drive, because actually the first one got called back.
That one called back.
It's really bad. People might get mad at me, but a lot of this is on Mahomes. I know you can be like, oh, it's the play calling, but you're a 4-time Super Bowl winner. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's fair. I mean,
well, he's not, but the team he's been to 5 Super Bowls,
and
he's won 3 of them.
It has been.
The team's won 4, but that one was a long time ago.
Yeah,
he's been to AFC Championship every year he's played.
Yeah.
And, he's kind of been that gunslinger mentality, but what he's doing this year is, poor decision-making and across the board consistently. It's bad.
And keep in mind, a lot of the defense we're seeing now was defense designed by Brandon Staley and Vic Fangio to slow down Patrick Mahomes. Let's just keep everything deep and make him play very conservative check down football. And it seems like it's hard for these star quarterbacks to say, well, I don't want to go for the highlight play. I need to just check it down to my tight end for 4 yards every play and take 16 plays to get in the end zone.
Your tight end's playing like he did 6 years ago. He was 9 for 91 yards and a touchdown because he broke it loose. I mean, Kelsey was on fire. You throw him the ball. And if it's not, throw it to Rice. It's a guy you've been waiting for to be healthy on the field that's not suspended. He's your number 1 receiver. Throw him the ball. But no, let's throw it to our 4th string running back.
Let's talk Indy a little bit. I don't like talking Indy. You want to keep talking Chiefs. I know we could just stay on that side if we wanted to.
Well, you opened up your
let's be fair. I did. Let's be fair and talk to Indianapolis.
Let's do it.
Coming off a bye, being a 3.5-point dog, is this just disrespect? Is this just the Daniel Jones effect? Is this
because JT is that good? Jonathan Taylor is going to have a
field day.
He's gonna have a clinic out there. He's just gonna this is what I'm gonna do. And our hope is that we can just stop Daniel Jones enough where we can say ourselves in the game, because I don't think anyone's stopping Taylor this year.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he's going to be the best running back at the end of it. Bold statement. Careful.
Whoa!
Hot take alert, okay? I think JT's going to finish with the strongest record, or strongest rushing record. Yeah, I think them being 3.5-point favorites, and we're running over on time. I don't care. I think them being 3.5-point dogs, even on the road, to a team that's 5-5 right now, is a massive insult. I know it's Kansas City. I still think they should be the favorites here with how well that they played and the bye on top of it. Now, if they just come off and had a bad game last week, maybe you could say like, oh, Kansas City beat somebody good. They lost to somebody that was kind of iffy. Maybe you could say Kansas City's the favorite, but coming off a bye, so extra time to prepare, you're going to be healthier, everything else, and you're sitting at 8-2. The 3.5-point line is mind-boggling to me. This should at very least be a pick'em. I think this should be the odds-on favorite, but this should at the very least be like,
even if it's like a +1.
Pick your yeah, exactly. Yeah, 0.5 to the Chiefs, right? Like, do you think they're gonna? It's basically just pick who you like.
Yeah, I do think it's disrespect, and I think that's what's going to help Indy possibly win this game. If I was going to bet this game, I'm taking the Colts to win. But in this show, I can't do it.
Chiefs are gonna be fine though, right?
No, 5-6 is too much.
They're gonna.
It's too much.
I
man.
agree.
It's too much because
1-9, fine. 5-6.
I have talked this
too much. How can I even watch football every week?
We're two spots behind getting in the playoffs. The Texans are in front of us, and the two teams that have those spots are the Chargers and the Jags. And now the Jags have already beat us, so no matter what, if we tie with the Jags, the Jags are going to take that win over us. Now we do get to play the Chargers again, but we've lost to them already. So like it is not a good situation to be in.
Denver in the same spot. You get them again, and you've lost to them. I know Denver's the runaway to win the division pretty much. Chargers have a chance to catch them, but it's starting to fade.
Right.
Okay. That's like 7 minutes on the Chiefs.
Yeah, we got to
and like 30 seconds on the Colts. Is that fair? Is that enough?
You want to go back to talking about the Titans?
Yeah. Is that on the table? Am I allowed? No. No one wants to hear me complain about it. They know it's bad there.
Well, that was my last challenge. So
I only got one left, too. We're burning them quick, man. We're running right through it.
And there's another good game down on this schedule. It's not this game, but you get
but it ain't this one.
But you get the New York Jets.
Yes.
Going on the road to face the Baltimore Ravens. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Your time starts now.
Oh, 2-8 for the Jets looks abysmal, and the real question is going to start cropping up of, is Aaron Glenn actually as safe as the ownership made it sound when they came out and criticized the quarterback play? I mean, they had an identity under Robert Saleh of a defensive team, but now when you talk about them being 27th in points allowed and 20th in yards, I know they traded some of their stars away, but the problem started before that happened too. The question is going to be, is Aaron Glenn as safe as maybe the ownership would suggest he would be? I would say maybe, but I don't feel good on any. Don't ask me to bet on it because I'll probably be wrong either way. They don't do anything well. They're bad on offense, they're bad on defense, and now they're going to go and play a Ravens team that knows how to put points on the board, if nothing else. They're 10th in scoring 25 points a game. And on top of that, this line, insane, with the Ravens being 13-point favorites here. But when I was trying to talk myself out of taking that line, the Ravens have scored 27 points in 8 or more of their games. They're going to do it again. They're going to win. The Ravens are going to win, Drew, and they're going to cover that 13-point line. I know, I'm over. I was just realized, I was like, yep, time's up. Huh?
I was going to re-click it if you want to challenge it. I was like, go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
That's it. I just had to spit that out. The Ravens are going to win. They're going to cover another ridiculous line this week.
Should I penalize you for being mean to the Jets?
Yeah.
All right, say something nice about the Jets.
Aaron Glenn does a lot of faith-based stuff, and he seems like a very high-character coach and a guy that players want to play for. So I think character-wise,
he's fun to watch on the sideline.
He's an amazing guy. I think when you look at the results, and unfortunately this is a results-driven business, you have to start to wonder if he's going to get Steve Wilks and the Steve Wilks treatment and get canned after 1 year.
I don't think so. He is a former player of the Jets.
Yeah.
And he's actually, I forget how good he was for a while. He's pretty good.
I think it's bad for your organization to fire coaches after 1 year, regardless, because the next coach you hire is thinking, well, what if I struggle? So you're not going to get the top guys at that point.
Right.
I don't think this is the card you want to play very often. It has to be like a I can't believe neither of us could think of Urban Meyer's name. I mean, it's that bad. We just black holed it in our memory.
Well, he was so bad. I mean, how could you?
Yeah, you remember it, though. 3, 2, 1, grind. I mean, how do you forget amazing things like that? I just couldn't think of Urban Meyer's name.
I'll give Tebow a chance to be a tight end.
Aaron Hernandez was doing what? Oh, I don't care. He was going to help us win a national championship. He didn't say that per se, but we might be paraphrasing a little bit. Yeah, unless you get that level of disaster as coach, I don't like firing them after 1 year. I know Callahan got a similar treatment in Tennessee, but 3-21 or whatever it was, or 3-20, like at some point you're like, time to go, dude.
It was pretty bad.
Time to go.
The other thing I'd say about Aaron Glenn, just to defend him and his job, is I don't think anyone thought that Justin Fields was the future at quarterback there. So
they did when they paid him $40 million over 2 years. I mean, that's not the thing you give to the
going rate of a starting quarterback. That's not elite.
That's not what you give a guy that you're like, we don't know about you. That's what you give the Baker Mayfield.
They were probably desperate. They're like, oh crap, no one wants to come here.
That's probably true too. That is definitely true. I mean, that is a very, very fair point. Okay, let's move on. I'm cheating. We're done cheating. That's okay.
Are we?
No.
Well, don't worry.
We're done cheating for this game.
Don't worry. We won't go much further the next game.
Oh, you've got a lot to talk about. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. One of the most important matchups in terms of the NFL draft comes up this week.
Yeah.
When you get the Cleveland Browns going on the road to face the Las Vegas Raiders, not the Oakland Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. And that time starts right now.
Man, these teams do not look good when they're trying to score points against any team in the NFL. They're averaging very low. The Browns have 16.2 points on average a game. The Raiders are worse at that. I think they're second in that position at 15.4 points per game. Might even be worse after Monday night. Darren Gabriel is concussed. He's questionable. We really don't know if he's going to play or not. But even if he does, I want to sit there and kind of defend Shedeur Sanders. I know the outing that he gave you was not what you wanted to see, not what I wanted to see. When you go 4 for 16, 47 yards and 1 interception, not a great outing. You want to see better than that. But let's give him a week. Let's get him a week training with the ones. Let's get him a week where he's knowing he's going to get to start or have a possibility. I do think you're going to see a little bit different, especially against the Raiders defense, who's not very good. Oh, man. The Raiders are a favorite to win this game, though. I'm actually going to take Cleveland to win this game. Out of the Raiders, I went over my time. I had to say it real quickly. What I do like out of the Raiders and what I see out of their receiving game is I think Trey Tucker is going to be a good receiver for them. Not a number one, but I do like what I see in the guy.
That was the hardest time I've had shutting up while you were talking since we started doing it in this format with the Shedeur Sanders thing. I hate that I can't challenge this because I have to challenge the Buccaneers and Rams game when it comes up.
Well, that was great. All right, on to the next one. You got a matchup that is going to be just as good as the one I just talked about, but at least you have a winning record.
One of these teams is good in there.
Yeah, I just said at least you have one of the winning records. You got the
and you
Jackson?
like this other team. You just said Brock Purdy tore him up, and that's why we need to respect him. You literally told me that on the phone today.
Oh, no, that's not what I did not say.
I might be taking a little bit of liberty with the way you took that, but, never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Right. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars going on the road to face the Arizona Cardinals. Mm-hmm. They will not destroy them like the 49ers did. Your time starts now.
Jacoby Brissett last week went 47 of 57 for 452 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, granted, there were 2 picks in there, and there were only 22 points on the board after the fact, and it was all kind of in garbage time considering the 49ers were leading 35-10 at one point. But that's an impressive stat line. Maybe if he goes and does that again, he can keep pace with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'd just like to see him start a little earlier. Jacksonville is not a bad team. I think they're kind of rank average. I think they kind of deserve the 6-4 record. I think they're right where they deserve to be. But it's kind of wild to think that this team is tied with the Lions, who are also 6-4. They're going to win this game, and it's going to be on the back of that +8 turnover differential that they have. They like taking the ball away. They don't give it up that much, and they're going to bully the Cardinals, who are sitting straight at 0 right now. The Cardinals just aren't good. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that. They're just not a good franchise right now. They're moving on from Kyler Murray, it seems, starting Jacoby Brissett. They need a true answer at quarterback, and the rebuild is on, but they're going to lose this one, and that's going to help them with their draft pick.
Nice, man.
Barely.
That was good. I got a good matchup.
I didn't even get to talk about the Jags owning the Chargers. Because they did.
You can challenge it.
No. I got one left, Drew, and we're talking Bucks-Rams, okay?
real quickly, are the Jags not fool's gold, or they are?
I mean, they're not winning the Super Bowl. I don't think they're like a true Super Bowl contender. So in that sense, I think they're fool's gold. But I think I said it. They're right where they deserve to be, which means they're not fool's gold, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think
That's what we said a couple of times. I've said it. You said it. I just want to clarify.
Yeah, I don't think they're great, but I don't think they're bad.
They did what they should have done last week.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not everything was great, but the score was.
They're having a lot of fun against the NFC West, or the AFC West, I mean. I say fun, but like they're winning these games. I don't think they've played Denver yet.
No. I don't think they have either.
But that's the thing. I don't think they're going to roll over. That's a game that if Denver waits until the fourth quarter to start playing, they might lose.
I hope so.
Yeah. I'm sure you do. Let's talk our next game as we get a great NFC East matchup with the Eagles going on the road to face the Dallas Cowboys. And Drew, your time starts right now.
Eagles played a tough game last year. Well, they played it last year too. The last week in really bad weather against the Lions. They did win that game, but realistically, when you watch that game, they dominated the Lions. I don't think that would have happened inside of a dome. Doesn't matter. It happened in Philly. They won that game. Now they're going inside of a dome to play Dallas. This Eagles defense or offense doesn't turn the ball over. They have 1 interception, 3 fumbles for a total of 4 turnovers for the whole year. It's pretty impressive. And going in a 4-game win streak, these Eagles should win this game. But I do like the addition of Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys. I think that really makes that middle of that defensive line exactly what Jerry Jones wanted. This offense the Cowboys are putting up is totally impressive. Pickens looks like he's actually kind of becoming the number one receiver, which is crazy because CeeDee Lamb is still a better receiver than him. Obviously, I like what you see out of Ferguson. This is a really good team in Dallas. I think they're going to give fits to the Philly, but Philly's going to win this game.
Just missed it, but that's okay.
I know, it's okay.
That was so close. That was so close. How about Pickens, though, man?
Dude,
I don't know that I agree that he's going to be the number one there, but it
seems like he's being the number one.
Yeah,
there.
true. I'm just saying, like, I don't know that he's going to ever get to that point, but it kind of seems like he's a low-end number one wide receiver, doesn't he?
And I talked about this a couple weeks back, but with that time loss that CeeDee Lamb missed, really helped Pickens and Dak.
Yeah, just like get their connection. You said it before. This is the second best wide receiver tandem, and they're not paying both these guys like $40 million like the Bengals are. Right. You know, this is probably the second best tandem in football, isn't it?
Yes.
Maybe you could say Addison and Jefferson, which is one that I was like saying, but I don't think Addison's got that same level of respect
as Pickens does.
Yeah,
no. And I like Addison a lot, but the thing about CeeDee Lamb and Pickens is they're both big receivers, and Addison's just a little bit smaller, and so is Jefferson's not that big. And they're very
look at the one-handed catch Pickens just made today, and it's like Addison ain't doing that. I'm sorry. I know he was out of bounds in the end zone for this Monday night game.
Yeah.
Addison ain't doing that. I mean, that was insane.
It was insane.
Shall we?
Yeah,
talk about my next fantastic game.
Are you excited about this?
What? Is it in my contract I have to talk about all the bad ones?
We don't. Editor, don't bring this up.
Don't let them know.
All right. Okay. You get the next matchup, the Atlanta Falcons. They go on the road against the New Orleans Saints. Your time starts.
3-7 versus 2-8 does not sound great on paper, right? Like you're going to look at this and say, well, both of these teams should be really bad in the NFL. They have these records at this point in the season. But with Kirk Cousins coming back, I think that 3-7 record is actually going to improve for Atlanta and kind of really increase the headache that they're going to have. Now, I know he's stunk to this point this season, but he played well and kind of got them in position to beat the Panthers. They just couldn't do it after Bryce Young came back and beat them in overtime, I believe. So Kirk Cousins for the rest of the season, he's going to wind up stealing 2 or 3 more of these wins. He's going to ruin your draft pick, and you're going to be stuck with asking yourself, do we stick with Michael Penix or do we go with Kirk Cousins like we originally planned? That is the big question. Now, Bijan kind of bounced back last week as well, putting 104 yards and 2 touchdowns on the board. They're going to need him to do that again to beat the Saints, but they will. Tyler Shuck. Really, we're just riding it out and seeing if there's anything here that would kind of convince us not to draft a quarterback. All signs lean towards no between him and Radler, but you got to see. And the real question is, can you win a division game where your team gets up? I went over. You did too. I'm cheating. I don't care. Can you win a division game? Falcons are going to win, and the Saints being favorites at home by 2.5 points? Bad.
It's crazy.
Bad.
It's crazy.
Atlanta's winning that game. They almost beat the Colts. I know it was overseas. They almost beat the Colts, and you're telling... Does Vegas just hate the Colts? Is that what you're telling me? It kind of seems like it. They made them dogs against Kansas City. The team that almost beat them is a dog against the Saints. I don't want to hear about home field advantage. I don't care. 2.5 points?
2.5 points. Anyways.
It's not. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
It's a quarterback playing Atlanta, man. It's a quarterback playing Atlanta. That is the issue.
But they're getting Cousins back, and he's getting a full week to install everything. Yeah. The question is, do we ever get old Kirk Cousins back? Because if we do, he'll beat a team like this.
You might have killed him.
Then again, it's on at 3 o'clock.
They're fragile.
It's on at 3 o'clock. We know that about Kirk Cousins. He hates his prime. I know this isn't prime time, but he hates primetime games. He's Mr. Noon. We'll see.
It's better sleep.
We haven't had that in a long time, to be fair.
No, we haven't. All right, we'll go to my next matchup, which is a good one. It's actually going to be my second game of the week, but I will get into it as soon as you are ready.
That's fine. We're going to talk what might be and should be the best game of the week when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go on the road to face the L.A. Rams. Drew, your 60 seconds on the clock start right now.
Stafford is still playing at an MVP level. He has 27 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's just going to keep on rolling. This defense the Rams are putting up is great. They're second in points, only averaging 17.2 points a game. Their offense is at the 6th position at 27.2. This team's good. The Rams is very, very, very good. They're going to face another team that started out very hot starting the year. They won 5 of their first 6 games and then lost 3 of their last 4 in the Buccaneers. But they lost to very good teams. Let me list these teams because I think it's a little impressive here. They lost the Bills in a great game last week. They lost the Patriots. That was a little bit rougher of a game, but they still lost it. And they lost to the Lions. Those are the 3 games you lose out of the 4. I can't really blame them. I am going to take the LA Rams here. Again, it's in LA. I think these Rams are just playing too well.
The Rams are the best team in football, aren't they?
Yes.
I think it's just hard to say that they're anything but the favorites in this one. How do you feel about the 6.5-point line against a team like Tampa Bay?
I don't like it, but you got to. I know the Bills just kind of beat them, and it was
it was late.
It was at the very end where they kind of put more points up.
Patriots too.
But
same
you
thing.
Looked at that weather, the wind. It was cold. It was bitter.
Yeah.
Like it was a tough game, and they put up a lot of points. What was the? I don't even know what. I bet it was like close to 70 points in that game. I mean,
yeah,
even in bad weather, this team could put up points, and that's why I kind of brought up what the Rams can do. And I know I didn't get to what the Bucs could do, but the Rams are a good defense. The Rams are a good offense. And this is in the Dome, and even if it wasn't, it's LA. This is good weather. This is probably another game that's going to be 70+ points.
Yeah. That's what all the signs lean to. The only thing I'll say is, the over-under on this is 47.5, which isn't too extreme. Usually when you get like up closer to 50, it's like, okay,
yeah,
it's not going to happen. Like it's just a weird thing about the NFL. It's like when all signs say that this is going to happen, it never does. I think both of these teams are going to be good in this one. I think the real issue is going to be, can Kyren Williams kind of do anything for LA? Tampa has been great at taking the run away. Buffalo couldn't run against them. The best rushing attack couldn't do anything against the Tampa Bay defense.
It was Allen that had to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the real question is, if you take Kyren Williams out of the game, is this where Matt Stafford cements the fact that he is the 2025 MVP? Because right now he's the odds-on favorite, and he should be. The question is this the game that he's going to just go in, ball out, Drew, and be the best quarterback in the NFL for this year? Is this what cements it for him if he beats Tampa and he beats him in convincing fashion, or just puts up the stats to beat him? I don't think the score has to run away, but if he throws for 300 yards here and they beat Tampa Bay, is he the MVP?
I'm not. Maybe week 11 against the Seahawks, against that defense, kind of made it.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Guys like Darnold and guys like Daniel Jones that were chasing him both have those like crumbling games where they threw the 5 interceptions or 4 for Darnold last week.
Baker didn't have that game, but he's kind of crumbled behind it. Not because he was my favorite to win MVP to start the year.
I think they just don't have quite the makeup to beat the best teams.
Well,
I think they're like the best of the rest with Tampa Bay, right?
The fact that Mike Evans is gone, Godwin hasn't played ever, it feels like.
It almost doesn't feel like it matters when you have Ibuka and Tez Johnson. Yeah. I almost said Ty Johnson.
And Otten.
Yeah.
Because their tight end's good.
Right.
And then White's been playing well. Bucky Irving is hurt. Like, I'm just... The thing is he's playing with a lot less, and LA is playing with a lot. Like, the addition of Adams is huge this year, and I know you were kind of down on him to start with, but the guy's been a red.
Yeah, I was wrong. I mean, 100%. I was down on him. I was down on him preseason, but I was wrong. No, I'm saying like swing and a miss on that one.
Yeah.
I told you, don't draft the best, one of the best fantasy receivers.
But his red zone threat is incredible. The guy seems to always score touchdowns. And when Puka was out, he only stepped up and played well.
Yep, exactly.
So,
when it comes to Tampa Bay in this one, I don't want to say they're dead in arrival because I think they can pull an upset, but I really like that 6.5 line is one of those ones where it's like I think Vegas did a great job of setting the line because I don't like either side of it. I don't like to pick Tampa Bay because I don't know that they're going to win this one. Like I would say right around 5 or 6 points is where I would have put it. So I really do like this line and where they set it because I don't know which way it winds up. I think the Rams are going to win. The question is, do they get over that touchdown hump?
My last thing I want to bring up is just the impressive play of Baker Mayfield last week and how he tried to match.
That's what the Panthers did not that long ago, the touchdown hump. Sorry, go ahead.
As much as he tried to match Josh Allen playing at as Josh Allen has done many times, a Superman level.
He even mimicked his rushing.
It was very impressive what he did. I don't know if the Bucs are as well coached as the Rams are, and I think that's the difference for me. Because even with the weapons out, I think Baker's playing at an elite level, and Stafford's just playing better. But it's better coached and better weapon team that's healthy.
Yeah, and it's just Sean McVay, great coach.
Yeah.
All right, I think that squares us away. I think we covered that game pretty significantly. I think it is the best game, and now that we're both out of challenges, Drew,
second best game for me because I'm a homer.
I think this is the best game. I think. Only because the Chiefs aren't that good anymore.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
I agree.
No, I think this is important because I think Tampa Bay's a great team, too. I think this is the best game. I would just give the slight edge to this one over the Chiefs game. That one's probably 2. I mean, it's a good – in a week with very little to pick from, that one is probably the second most important and second best game.
It matters to the Bucs to not lose this game.
For me, at least.
It matters to the Bucs to not lose this game because 5-6, the NFC is a little bit worse.
Right.
I mean,
6-5. That is 6-5. Yeah,
dyslexia got me the best there, but it's Anyways,
it's important, but I think both these teams are going to ultimately win their division, right? I think that's where we kind of draw the line.
Yes.
I know the Panthers are here. Ultimately, these teams are probably going to win the division, so maybe you're saying like the Chiefs are more important because they're still in that race and they need it and yada yada yada. But it ain't that important to me.
Outside the exhaustion of seeing the Chiefs in the playoffs. As a team and outside of being a fan, like the Chiefs have to win this game. If the Bucs lose, it's okay. It's not great because their seeding is going to go down, but still.
You say that. We're talking about the Panthers next, Drew, and they're 6-5 right now.
I know.
Okay.
And
on Monday night,
your favorite quarterback to talk about, and Brock Purdy, will host the Carolina Panthers as they go on the road to face the San Francisco 49ers. Your time starts.
Let me start by saying the slander on the Carolina Panthers stops right now. We've been talking about them like they're not a good team all season long, and yet here we are watching them be 6-5, having impressive wins, including last week where they came back and Bryce Young did not give up the ghost even when Atlanta came back and made things happen late. They managed to drag the win out of it despite taking an injury and everything else. Staying cool under pressure is what you want to see out of a quarterback, and he did that multiple times in this game. Not only scoring to take the lead, but after the Falcons tied it, came back to beat them on top of it. Ted McMillan also on his way to a 1,000-yard rookie season. I think that's incredibly impressive where it seems like they have a 1-2 connection. He answered the call when I said the guy that wins that Atlanta game last week is the guy that's going to feel safest in his job, and I will say, despite his size and everything, I don't think we're really thinking about replacing Bryce Young after that performance. We are kind of thinking about, what's the future look like in Atlanta? Cutting the other way, the 49ers are good, and they're going to win this game, but just not by 7. I ran out of time. Whoops.
I got a challenge. I got a challenge penalty this. I'm going to give you.
It's the last game. We can cheat.
I'm going to give you. Oops. What am I doing here? All right, reset. All right, I'm going to give you 15 seconds.
15 seconds.
To talk 49ers. Your time starts now.
Cardinals suck, so I don't really care that Brock Purdy came back and beat them, but he did, and that's important, especially considering the fact that no matter what Jacoby Brissett's stat line looks like, he blew them up early. This is the real test. Beat the Panthers and do it convincingly against the 13th ranked defense, and you're good enough. I'm running over. I don't care. We're cheating. Do it. Beat the 13th ranked defense in terms of points allowed, and do it convincingly, and I will stop some of the Brock Purdy slander.
Yeah, that's that was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Something like that.
Fine.
You know how we are. I mean, neither of us shut up, especially me, So,
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. Panthers being 6-5. That's what I'm saying.
They've beaten Green Bay.
The Bucs
they're in most of these games, it feels like.
Bucs cannot lose that game. And, yeah, like I said earlier, Bryce Young's impressive 448 yards of throwing is...
And he did that missing a little bit of time with injury.
He's really good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
He's all right. It was against Atlanta, who's 3-7.
But then again, don't Tua yourself.
Yeah, I mean, that is the thing. You might get lured into, like, let's take the guy that gets hurt all the time, and it's too small.
I need $50 million a year. Or now, I guess now it's like $60 million a year.
If you're Dak Prescott, yeah.
Anyways.
7-point line, though. Hate it. 7 seems like too much.
That does seem like too much.
I like the 49ers, too. And, like, I feel like they're 7-4 and nobody's talking about them. I'm taking the 49ers, just not to cover.
Because Brock Purdy is going to be their starting quarterback.
That's the only reason. No. But the 49ers are going to win this one. I do think that's going to happen. I like the rushing game that Rico Dowdle has brought to Carolina, and especially when, like, you have a healthy Chuba Hubbard to go with him. Like, we have a good 1-2 punch now.
Yes.
Even if it's not that marquee set of names, the talent is underrated. Yeah. Absolutely underrated. Now, they're not running here. Shanahan's a great coach. He's going to have something dialed up, but can we start talking about Dave Canales being a good coach and the way he's turned the Panthers around? I mean, is it too early?
I mean, yeah.
I'm impressed by the job he's done.
It's not too early, but yeah, I think you start talking about it.
Nobody had them saying they're going to be competitive this year, and yet here we are, right?
Yeah.
6-5, running game looks good. You've got a rookie receiver that looks good, a defense that's playing well. Like, sure, they're not top 10 in anything, but they're very good at everything they do. Like, they're solid everywhere across the board, and the hope is that line keeps going up.
Yeah, what you see is
the camera this way.
What you see out of this team is all they got to do is fix some of these mistakes that they're doing, and you're going to see this team being very good. And you also got to keep drafting well, right? I mean, that's important. That's the ultimate.
Everyone needs to say that. Like, whether you're at the top of, like, Chiefs mid-dynasty are like, we have to keep drafting well.
Right.
Teams at the bottom, like the Titans, like, we got to start drafting well. Everybody everywhere is saying the same thing. But it's important to say. Because it is. That's where your lifeblood comes from.
But the positive thing about the Panthers going upwards is now you can bring in some of those veterans that might not sign with you, are going to sign with you because they see this as an upswing to a better team.
Especially if Tampa loses one like this, and all of a sudden you pull an upset off the 49ers and you're winning this division, you're going to go into next offseason saying,
that'd be a heck of a beer bet. Do the Panthers make the playoffs?
Ooh, I'd really like to look at the standings, but I would still probably bet no, even though I like them, is the crazy thing. I think they're going to be the odd man out because the NFC is just so much better than the AFC right now. Like, if they're in the AFC, I would say hands down, like, take my money, Drew. I can't slam enough of it down on the table fast enough. Yes, the Panthers are going to make the playoffs in the AFC, but they're not in the AFC.
They just got to load faster.
That's okay. I can stall. I'm good at this.
They are in the 9th position, so they are
exactly.
They are
odd man out.
Spot out
at 6-5. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are like, we're 5-5, but we're making it. Come on, we'll be fine.
Are out of the playoffs.
I know. Isn't that crazy? And it's because that NFC North mainly. I mean, the NFC West is good. The NFC North is good. Even the South is getting better. I know Atlanta and the Saints are in the tank, but
how much of a disappointment would it be if the Lions don't make the playoffs? I'm not talking about just like Dan Campbell and like the Lions organization. I'm talking about like a hole in the NFL.
I want to see it, of course,
because the Lions are such a good team.
They're the 5th best offense in football, both in points and yards.
Yes.
So for them to miss that, they're 5th in yards on defense. They're 10th in points allowed on defense. If they miss, they have a good turnover differential. Drew, if they miss, it's gonna be one of those things that you're like, you look at the math and you're like, how did we get here?
That's not good.
Like, what happened?
That Ben Johnson leaving and going to the Bears really
They're 5th in offense without him.
I know, but still.
I don't know.
Ben Johnson's got the Bears in the 3rd spot for the playoffs. I know it's not over, but I'm just saying.
But look what he did. Immediately he was like, let's fix this offensive line by bringing in guys like Joe Thuney and Jonah Jackson.
It's so weird that the Lions did the exact same thing. It's so weird how
they paid for an offensive line, but they paid the right guys. Cincinnati, take notes. Like, just pay good offensive line. No, I mean, they were good in Cincinnati before they got there. Pay them well and then coach them well, and it turns out good things happen. Yeah, I didn't talk enough about the 49ers, but they're going to win. I'm going to stop. I'll stop there.
It's got to do it.
I think that's been the running theme for the 49ers is they're quietly 7-4.
I think we talked a lot about the 49ers this year.
Yeah, well, I guess. Not this week. Drew, last thought. Unless you have something. I have a question for you that's the last thought, but go ahead. You got a last thought?
No, my last thought was the 49ers, the season stopped right now. They're in the playoffs, and they got Brock Purdy back. So,
Yep.
all pretty positive things.
Yep. My last thought is this the upset week? We talked about it beforehand. There's a lot of good teams playing bad teams this week. Is this the week where we get 3, 4, 5 upsets and we're like, playoff pictures change?
You do have a lot of teams that are playing after really big wins, like Buffalo against Houston. Maybe Houston wins. Not that it is.
That was a big win for Houston. What are you talking about? Division? No.
Not that Houston's
16-13, by the way.
Houston might upset Buffalo. I mean, that's a possibility. Chiefs are probably going to upset the Indianapolis Colts. Big upset there.
I mean, they might. That's the thing. If the Chiefs win, I'm not going to be like, oh, my God, no way.
Minnesota to beat the Green Bay Packers.
They probably will because I don't have a bet on them. Oh, goodness.
Dallas beating Philly. Bucks beating the Rams.
There's a lot of these games. Cardinals and Jacksonville. Jacksonville just laid the wood to the Chargers. Is this the week they come in with their dukes down and Jacoby Brissett lights them up?
It's so weird.
I think this might be upset week. What's your over-under? Give me an over-under, and then let's make another beer bet because I'm in the hole. And when you're in the hole, you just have to bet more.
Yeah. She's right. I don't even remember what we beer bet the first. What was it? Oh, the Colts and the Chiefs.
Colts and Chiefs, yeah.
No, you got to give me a line. I got to give you a line.
That's what I'm saying. You got to give me a line. How many upsets are we going to see? And by upsets, I mean the team that is not favored winning the game. I'll give you. Not covering, winning the game.
Right. So record is what we're going to call.
No. Whoever's the favorite, whoever's the dog winning the game. I think is probably the
record.
Fair
So we're going to do record. That's the underdog, right?
No. I think whoever is just not.
So now we're doing spread. So if the spread, they have
for the spread exactly.
Okay.
Whoever is not the favorite in terms of the spread. So if the Colts beat the Chiefs, even though they have a better record.
See, that's not fair.
Well, you're setting the line, so just set it higher.
I know.
Don't set it too high. I'll take the under. I'm not afraid. We could just be in for a boring week of football.
What about 4?
Give me a half, so that way if it is 4, we don't chop.
All right.
3.5?
3.5. Oh, man, I want to go 4.5.
In a week with 14 games. Set where you want.
You kind of talked me into that's going to be an underdog thing. Let's do 4.5. 4.5.
Out of 14 games, 4.5. That's a good line. I like that. Give me the under on 4.5. Okay. There won't be 5 teams that are Vegas underdogs right now with the lines we've already written down.
You got to you have all the lines written down.
I got to get yours after this, but I will. I don't think there'll be 5 dogs winning this week.
Okay.
Out of 14 games, that's ooh. See, I don't know that I like that, but I.
Guys, let us know what you think in the comments if my line's right or wrong. And also, if we got any of these games wrong, please let us know in the comments.
What would you take?
Yeah.
Let us know because I like my bet a lot less the more I think about it.
You're the one that said yours was going to be
But that's okay. I mean, I got to just stick with the fact that there's a lot of good teams playing a lot of bad teams this week.
Yeah.
So I got to just hope that the good teams cover.
All right, guys.
Ain't going to happen.
That's going to do us for Sports Around the Bar this week. Again, remember to like, share, comment, help us grow as a community, and help us get our videos out to see everyone be able to see it. Remember, share it with your grandmother.
And make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're going to be back week 13 to talk about hopefully some better games. But I hope we covered the ones that have been a little lopsided, and you had fun, as much fun as we did.
Oh, yeah, we had a blast.
Which was none.
Oh.
Yeah, we do this because we have to. For Sports Around the Bar.
Can he put the gun down there?
Yeah, right. For Sports Around the Bar, I'm Jake. This is Drew, and we're going to catch you guys week 13.
See you again. See you again? See you soon. See you next time.
It just feels right, doesn't it?